these kind of reviews are the kind of reviews that make me kind of nervous to turn on the camera. These are the reviews that make me nervous to tell my opinion. This is the review that people are going to hate me for, and people are going to leave comments, and people are going to say some mean things. And before you write the comment, and if you are watching right now, before I say my opinion of Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm going to go ahead and say I like the movie. I do. Whatever my final grade is, if you think it's an A+, that's fine. I'm glad you love this movie. I don't care. I mean, I care that you like it. I mean, I personally hope this movie makes enough money to where Rami Malek gets an Oscar nomination, because he is. I mean, that's just hands down. But before I just get into this review, I just want to go ahead and say I do like the movie, and it's just my opinion. I'm just one person out of a million people that love this movie. But I'm going to go ahead and say I did not love it, but let's get into it. Let's enjoy this review. No hateful things. If you do, say in the comments. I'll read it. I read all comments. And I will take it to heart. No, I won't. It's fine. But these are the kind of reviews that make me nervous to turn on the camera. Bohemian Rhapsody. This movie is directed by Bryan Singer until the last half of the movie, which is directed by the guy who did A the Eagle. I don't remember his name. I know he's doing the new Aaron Edgerton, the Elton John one. I know he's doing that. Rocket Man. Yes, he's doing that. And so this movie is about Freddie Mercury / Queen, the band, the big creation of Queen, Freddie Mercury, what he went through, what he did, kind of what happened in his personal life. It gets into it in a little bit of half the movie. And so the movie stars Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury. And again, this movie went through tons of just criticism because of Bryan Singer, of what happened and all the stuff that happened, and him getting fired through midway through the movie, hiring Eddie Eagle, director, to come in, finish the movie. So this movie's been through hell, basically. And so now we're here. It came out, and I can say this now. From that perspective, the movie's fine. You definitely can't tell there's a huge difference directing. I personally could tell certain scenes weren't filmed by Bryan Singer. Just Bryan Singer has a camera angle, a camera way of him directing. When there are certain scenes, I'm like, that is totally... Bryan Singer did not direct this scene. There's no way. There's no way he did. Me personally, I could tell. Just me personally. That's just me. But besides that, let's get to the positives. First things first, the Queen songs, I mean, they're great. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Queen. I do know his story. I do know what happened to him. I do know that there were many occasions when he was alive that people accused him of like what happened in the clubs and all the men he was with. He was a married man, and then he had boyfriends and stuff and went to clubs, which is, I mean, that's fine, but it did happen. And so this movie does delve deep into that in some aspects, which for a PG-13 rating, they did a great job with that. I will say that. They did an amazing job showing that side with the PG-13 rating, and I thought that was great. But let's just start with the biggest positive. Rami fucking Malek. The man, there is no purpose for Best Actor this year. I love Bradley Cooper. When I saw that movie, I was like, this man needs to be a frontrunner for Best Actor. And I knew Bohemian Rhapsody was coming out, and I saw it, and, you know, here you go, Rami Malek. Here's your Academy Award. He's going to win it. I mean, this was an amazing, career-defining performance. He was fantastic. Fantastic. There is no doubt about it. He is a reason to see this movie, 100%. Everyone who was in the band was cast perfectly to look like them, and they were good in their aspects and their acting, and I mean the acting all around was great. Mike Myers is in this movie. He's in a little part. His part was kind of unnecessary in my opinion because they made a really good joke to an older movie that I really liked, but I was like, is that really the reason why he was in this movie? It feels like it, but it's fine. But yeah, Rami Malek, he's a reason to see this freaking movie. I mean, he is fantastic. Now, let's start with the negatives. I think the pacing in this movie was terrible. I think it was some bad just pacing was awful. At one moment, it was rushing through some things, like the editing was fast-lit, rushing through some important family events in the very beginning. And I'm like, I wish they would have delved more deep into that. And I didn't really like the editing in the first 30 minutes of this movie. It was very fast-paced editing, and it just felt like they were rushing through like so many important events. Like, I didn't connect with the characters, and later on in the movie, when it actually slows down and has these traumatic moments and dramatic moments, then you don't really care for the relationship, and I just didn't really care. Like, for me personally, I didn't. Like, the whole thing with his wife, who's the girl from Sing Street, she's great in the movie, by the way. They get, I mean, he loves her, and they get engaged, and it, like, happens in, like, 10-15 minute span. I'm like, I never really connected with that. I never did. And so the very end, when more events start happening, and it gets to drama moments, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel the heavyweights. Now, there was one scene. It was him in the band. That was a scene I was like, that was a great moment. It's at the very end of the movie. It's a great moment. I loved that moment. That was a great moment. The movie, to me, it started off terrible. And by the end of it, it was great. The last 20 minutes of this movie is amazing. If you're a Queen fan, you are going to love the last 20 minutes of this movie. I promise you. Me personally, I just loved it because the directing was amazing, the acting was great, the music was on point, and the last 20 minutes is 20 minutes. It's just, it's A+ material. The movie before it is just terrible pacing, characters you don't really care about. Like, I never got a full connection with this band until after all these drama events happened. And if they would have set it up better and had a better relationship and better, like, just character dialogue, like, the dialogue in some scenes was pretty bad. If it was better like that, then these scenes at the very end of the movie would have hit harder. They didn't hit as hard for me. I didn't care as much for any of the characters. The only person I cared about was Freddie, because Rami Malek, just his performance and all this kind of stuff. There are certain characters, they do, like, I know there's a certain person that in real life did these things to Freddie, and in the movie they show this character, and I didn't think he was gonna be in the movie. I think he was gonna be mentioned. No, this character is fully in the movie, and he's a huge reason why there's a huge fighting against between the band. If you see the movie, then you know what character I'm talking about. But this character, to me, felt like an evil villain. Like, I don't know, it didn't feel like a real life person who actually did these things, but in the movie they portrayed it as an evil villain who just, like, tore the band. Like, I don't know, I just didn't see it. And another big issue, and this issue, I really can't hit the movie for it. It's a cliche storyline. Like, I mean, I even said this for Star is Born. Star is Born, it's the basic storyline for a band, a happy moment, the climax, dramatic, trauma moments, ends kind of sad or ends very happy. The movie follows the formula like every other bio movie, you could basically say. But overall, I liked the movie. I was entertained. The cinematography was very good. The costume design was great. The production design, the setting was great. Bryan Singer, when he directed, was really good. I thought the other guy, the guy from Eddie the Eagle, when he directed great too. I think there was definitely a moment where you could tell, or not like an exact moment, like, hey, he did that or he did that. But there's certain scenes I'm like, Bryan Singer did that. Bryan Singer did that. But overall, I like the movie. I don't love this movie. To me, it has major issues. But I am going to give Bohemian Rhapsody a C+. And yes, that makes me like cringe inside because I know certain people around me that love this movie. Love it. And I'm glad for them. But for me, it was fine. I liked it. Rami Malek, you deserve Best Actor. That's the biggest positive I can give for this movie. Anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.